Hey guys, in this video I'm wanting to show you how to subset data using R Commander. So most of the time whenever we get a data set, it's a large aggregate data set that includes all the observations possible. And sometimes we might want to do statistical analysis on subsets of the data or smaller parts of the data that have a common value for one variable. So take, for example, a data set where we have observations from South America, and we just want to do statistical analysis on those people from Brazil. We would need to subset the data set to only include those values for people in Brazil. So using R Commander, to subset data, we of course need to create a new data set subset. We of course need to have our data set already uploaded, and so we go to Data and Active Data Set and Subset Active Data Set. So fairly simple. And so a window will pop up. And so almost all the time we'll want to include all variables, and this will just keep all the variables in the new subset, so we won't drop any variables in this case. So the subset expression is the expression which will determine which variable and which values of the variable for that variable will stay in the new data set. So in this data set, we'll be subsetting by a variable called bin Laden, which is a variable which takes a value of 0 if the public opinion poll took place before bin Laden was captured in May 2011, and it will take a value of 1 if it was after he was captured. So we want to subset it to include all the observations in which bin Laden equals 1. And so in R, in order to show that something is equal in a logical expression like this one, we need to use double equals instead of equals. So this is typical of most logical expressions in computer science and other things. So unlike whenever we recoded variables, we want to name the new data set something else, because if we don't, then we will lose the original data set and we will only have the data for which bin Laden is equal to 1 or whatever you subset by. So we want the full data set, and then we want a series of smaller data sets. So we want to rename it something that's logical. So in this case, bin Laden 1. And click OK if you need to overwrite. And so it's subsetted, and so we have a new data set where all the values of bin Laden are equal to 1, and it keeps the other variables that are associated with those observations. So this is how you subset data in R and in R Commander.